Hi, I hope you can hear me. Today I'll be talking about one of my favorite topics called Web3 or Web 3.0. It's a topic I'm very interested in because I do a lot of stuff on the blockchain. I use cryptocurrencies. I made a lot of money with them. And actually it's an interesting topic for future and anyone who's interested in it. So let's walk through the history of internet. It all started when Tim Berners-Lee created Web.1 in 1989, and it was only web for reading. In 1993, we had the release of Mosaic web browser, and we also have Microsoft Internet Explorer and Safari that were created in that year. In 2004, we get interactive Web 2. We also get web for reading and writing. That means we get centralized internet. In 2003, we actually get first concepts of Web 3. Gavin Wood popularized Web 3 in 2014, and in 2021-2019 the real interest was expressed in Web 3. Here are some definitions of Web 3. It's the next layer or next phase of web development. It's called also autonomous web because it will work continuously without our help. It will be powered by machine learning and artificial intelligence, and will also increase privacy and security. On the Web 3, there will be personalized services and understanding of user needs. Also, Web 3 is kind of a blockchain-based internet. That means that there will be smart contracts on the blockchain, and the transition will be very time-consuming, but it will be worth it. We will also witness tokenization of online assets, which will be in a way like NFTs that we know today, but very more complicated and very more useful. Main features of Web 3 is greater flexibility and personalization. That means with today we have cookies on the internet that make your personalized ads. That's how you will be inclined to more personalized experience on Web 3. And also we have the main feature is decentralization and security, which is introduced in the concept of decentralization, where the power is in users' hands. Web 3 also encourages data connectivity, and this means that it encourages the connection and integration of data from different users and sources. Here are comparisons between Web 2 and Web 3. Like, the most important thing is Web 2 is centralized, Web 3 is decentralized. On Web 3 we use different currencies that are cryptocurrencies. On Web 2 they are used like normal currencies that we know, and we pay with Visa card. Also, one of the most important things that's different on Web 3 than Web 2, it's that the Web 3 was the era of social networks, and the Web 3 is the era of metaverse. That means that we will have merge of physical, virtual, and augmented reality. What are the advantages of Web 3? Well, we have greater intelligence because we have more computing power. There is decentralization, which can also sometimes be a bad thing, but mostly it's a good thing. We have increased reliability and transparency, more control and privacy, and also more resilience. There is stability regardless of errors that can occur on the Web 3, and also we have predictive intelligence and personalization. We also get an access to the metaverse through Web 3. And what are disadvantages of Web 3? Well, there's privacy and security. There's also an increased risk of misuse or unauthorized access to personal data. There's also complexity and limited access to different things if we don't have the knowledge. And then we have technical requirements. This means that everyone needs a computer and NFTs and personalization and DIDs, like digital identities, to be able to connect to the Web 3. Next topic is ethics and privacy in Web 3. First challenge is possessing all the data and all the information about the users. Ensuring ethical use of technology involves addressing key questions, determining the responsibility of AI in those systems and the responsibility of humans. Developers of artificial intelligence should consider incorporating ethical guidelines and constraints into the development process. The most essential thing in Web 3 is establishing a framework of accountability. The biggest problem in Web 3 poses an individual's privacy, meaning that privacy was always just an anomaly in the system where everything is developing so fast. Now, let's go through less known information about Web 3. We have some useful branches that I would like to talk about in this video, and that was just a start that I was talking about. Now I would like to continue. The main thing of Web3 is it's like a connected world through internet and electricity. That means that every individual that wants to have an access to Web3 needs a DID. That's digital identity. We will also need autonomous web agents who will probably be like brokers in nowadays, that, as we know them, that will have like different skills and they will do them on Web3. We also have already interoperability of blockchains. That means that one blockchain can be connected over the bridge with another one. Safety can be achieved through homomorphic encryption on networks, meaning that all the messages that come from one user to other user will not get like encrypted and then decrypted to be readable. It can always be encrypted and you can never know what the message says. For Web3, blockchain is essential. And on the blockchain, we can do smart contracts. Also, on the Web3, there are neural networks, which help artificial intelligence to learn and to give answers on different topics and on the information that it has. And the neural networks are like very important for Web3 because they are good for interpretation of data and then use of that data. So essentially in neural networks there are three layers we have. It's like input layer, which we give to the like this layer here, where we give an algorithm some data that it can interpret, and then there are hidden layers in between where the algorithm just does its thing and understands the data. And then output layers are like final answers or final conclusions about the data that it has received. A deep neural network can also potentially make its own hidden layers, and the more data it has, the more hidden layers there are and more output layers can be created. So I'd like to just quickly talk about blockchain. So we have the first block that is actually called a Genesis block. It has all the rules and data about what kind of blockchain this is. And then every next block contains a data, previous block's hash, and its own hash. And this data, it's like smart contracts, NFTs created on the blockchain, transactions made, digital IDs created, and more stuff is daily created and written in those blocks, maybe like current temperature in New York or kind of weather that we have in Maui, or a lot of data is stored in the blockchain and can be very useful. Smart contracts are one of the most and key things that are going to be developed on Web3 because they cannot exist without blockchain and without other users that are agreeing to those transactions. The four main characteristics of smart contract are it's autonomous, it's cost-effective, trustless, and it's also secure. There are also no middlemen and everything is saved on the blockchain, meaning that if one customer or if a seller does something and the buyer does the other thing that was discussed in the smart contract, everyone gets their own share, like he gets the money and he gets the service, or I don't know, he gets the keys from the car and he gets the money. The people that are authenticating those transactions and smart contracts are called validators, and they operate two different ways, on a proof of work or a proof of stake. Meaning proof of work is like you have your own computer and your computer is validating the transactions, and in return for validating those transactions, you get paid in cryptocurrency. And proof of stake is you have your own coins that you stake on the blockchain, and the reward depends on the proportion of the coins you have staked on the blockchain. Where is artificial intelligence needed in the Web3? It's very important to have AI to do data analysis and insight into the data that we are getting, because humans cannot understand or interpret all the data that we are getting at the moment. Also, AI will soon do and validate smart contracts. Web3 will have applications built on the Web3 called decentralized applications, and in these applications there will be AI incorporated in them. AI will also be important in security and privacy, for scanning for any threats and helping developers build a better applications and smart contracts and everything else. There are some challenges of using AI in the Web3. There's also a trust decline because there's a lot of automated cyber weapons and code exploitations. There's also exploitation of legal loopholes and also fake news or generation of fake reality by AI, which is on the rise. And it can happen that soon people will not believe the videos they see on the internet because they will not be able to recognize if the video is fake or real. We can intercept that by giving every video that we create information stamp, and we can look if the video is real or not. There are some uses of Web3 already today. There are NFTs that are built and minted on the blockchain. There's DeFi, which is decentralized finance, where you can, by staking your own coins, get a loan. There are decentralized applications which are running already, and smart contracts which can be validated on the blockchain. Cross-chain bridges already exist that connect Ethereum with some other blockchains, helping an easier connection and development on all blockchains, not only one. There are also DAOs, which are decentralized autonomous organizations, which are like companies in real life, and they operate on the Web3. Real use cases of Web3 today that can be used are NFTs for elections. Like everyone would have a digital ID and they would connect to the, site of the government, and they could use that NFT they get with their ID to cast their vote on elections. There can be purchase of cars through cryptocurrency using smart contracts. There are also decentralized applications where doctors can monitor patients and their vital signs. NFTs or digital IDs can be used to logging into the systems with individuals' IDs, and there are like more and more cases every day. How can we get ready for Web3? We can learn the programming languages, we can understand the blockchain and its benefits. We can also start using decentralized applications, which can sometimes be better than centralized applications. We can use smart contracts for the deals we are making, but don't do that for big amounts of money yet. And we also have DeFi. DeFi is a term that was like thrown around 2-3 years ago when there was a bull run, and it's actually a decentralized finance. You don't go to the bank, but you go on the Web3, on a DeFi, where you can get a loan for your own stake coins, or you have 1 Bitcoin and you can get for that Bitcoin half of the price of the Bitcoin in US dollars or USDT, Tether or USDC. And with that money you can buy another crypto asset, NFTs, or make a smart contract with somebody that gains you some money, or their possibilities are endless. Well, the main conclusion of my Web3 presentation today was, only if we have the knowledge we will truly know what we want. The decentralization of the system can mean bigger peace or bigger chaos, and also understanding the digital environment in which we will spend much of our lives is crucial for making the right decisions. And that you will not say that I gave you only hypothetical information and hypothetical use cases of Web3 and all the things on the Web3. I give you an example that actually works. We have X, or before Twitter, which is centralized social app, and we have EtherTweet, which is decentralized tweet on the Ethereum blockchain, and it works similarly, but now that X has changed a lot of rules, they're not the same anymore. But EtherTweet is a decentralized Twitter, but X is like centralized Twitter. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this presentation as much as I did. I will have a full link to my document that I was writing about down in the description, or you can just message me and I will send it to you over the mail. Again, thank you for watching and see you in the next video.